YouTube.
Let's go, YouTube. Alrighty. Okay, down. Three, two, one.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
How are you going? Is it just me, or is this like a really long week?
It is a long week.
It
It's
just
been a
feels long.
yeah, I think like my Monday. Yeah, and that was only 3 days ago. My Monday was so long. So long. I just remember sitting in the classroom and everyone was in a shit mood. Everyone was tired. No one wanted to do anything. And you know when like someone carries the class usually? You always got someone that like pipes up. No
Yeah.
one. No
Oh
one wanted to
no.
pipe up on Monday. And we're all just like this. And they're like, do you understand? And we're all like, yep, nothing. Just
Oh.
just like full glazed over. And like, because I had a huge weekend,
Mm.
I was like, makes sense that I'm fucked. But some people like the biggest thing that went wrong in my life was my vacuum cleaner broke over the weekend. So I'm like, how is this person destroyed? But he looked the worst. He was like just like super tired. His eyes were like baggy, and I was just like, oh man, this is not good.
Brother, that would have been like you if you broke your brand new Dyson after you bought
Oh
it for your
yeah.
gift.
I've been so emotional. I've had that thing for years now though. But I think they would have had the same one, the V15 Dyson that broke. And I'm thinking,
Wow.
he's like, oh, my partner just dropped it and it broke. And I'm thinking, Bradley dropped ours, the other night. He like full smack
Mine.
mine.
My vacuum.
Yes, mine. Our vacuum. He dropped it. And you know when they play it off like nothing went wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. He like it was like bang. And I just looked at him and he's just like twiddling his thumbs like he's nothing happened. So what was that? I'm like, I just I'm just not gonna say anything. I'm just not gonna say anything.
I'm
It's
just,
fine. It's
what
all
was
fine.
that?
It's
That's hilarious.
all
All
fine.
right. Well, yeah, I mean, like Lockie actually, he just texted me before and he was like, how is it only Wednesday? Yuck.
Oh, big yuck. Yep. I'm honestly after this, bruh, I'm getting into bed. I've had a shower, I've washed my hair, I've brushed my teeth, I've had dinner, I took Benji to the dog park. I'm fucking ready.
Wow,
Yeah.
you are. It's 6:15 and you've
Yeah.
brushed your teeth.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm ready to go.
Your digital calendar is serving you. That's for sure. You are
I'm
the most
freaking
time efficient bitch out
mm,
there right now.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Damn. All right, well, let's jump into time management.
Let's go.
I love this topic. I could talk about this all day, but we promised each other it's short and sharp. Tasha's got a date with her bed.
Yeah, man, that shit feels so good.
She
We're also
almost,
trying to bring the energy because, like, we totally understand that sometimes we can be so monotoned. Um, and we're so sorry for that.
yeah, sorry, not sorry. Like,
Yeah, we can't help it.
yeah. No, I reckon we've been doing really good.
I also think my voice is a bit croaky because I had a huge weekend as well. Like, occasionally it's like it like cracks, and I'm like, oh. Your girl
Oh,
sang like every song. She screamed Paradise by the Dashboard Light by Meatloaf, and you took the words right out of my mouth by Meatloaf, and Hot Patootie by Meatloaf. And she danced her heart away in front of my mum, my stepdad, Bradley, and our mate James. They all
Slay.
sat there watching me. Oh, and Sweet Transvestite from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I'm not even gonna pretend like I know those songs unless I hear them, eh?
So good. Honestly, bangers.
Bangers. It was that at the races, right?
No, this is at home, like right here. When
Uh,
we were like, it was like 10 o'clock at night.
was it after the races?
Yeah, so we got back here
Oh,
around like 6 p.m. roughly. the sun had sort of gone down. We got here at like 6 p.m. and we had a dance party until like 11 o'clock at night. And I just like serenaded them for like 5 songs. Yeah.
Wow. That is so good. I just noticed that like my mic is picking up a bit of a background noise from
Oh no.
I'm I'm at Lockie's and if you can hear something it's the washing machine.
Oh, the washing
Uh
machine, the telly, and everyone else in the house.
yeah, yeah, and the whole lot. So but we're doing it, we're doing it. I love that. I love that you had a great time. But let's get into it. Let's get
Yeah,
into it.
let's
All
go.
right, time management, favorite topic ever. So, if you don't have a digital calendar, sign up, get one right now. A digital calendar is just a calendar that is linked to your email and it's digital, it's online.
Mm,
So if you've got a Gmail, add Gmail email address. If you've got an
mm.
Outlook mail, our Outlook address. What am I even saying?
She's saying you can get it on Apple, you can get it on Gmail. Pretty much
Yes.
any email address now has a calendar.
Yes, any email address has a linked digital calendar that you can access. I didn't realize this before, but yes, you can access your digital calendar. I use Outlook personally, but I really, really rate the Google Calendar,
Yeah, which is what I
um,
have.
which is what Tash has. But you can also use, and I take advantage of the Apple Calendar
Yeah.
um, on my phone. That's just for popping in quick things. But then I use my digital calendar to um, it's literally my second brain. Like it's everything that I have planned for the day, for the week, and even the month ahead. Like I plan my months in advance. I would
Mm,
recommend starting with just planning your week in advance on a Sunday. But you pretty much want to be utilizing your digital calendar rather than trying to remember everything that you want to do and you want to achieve and you want to accomplish for your week.
yeah, definitely.
Because, yeah, like I teach everyone, our brains are made for processing, not remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So utilize your brain for what it does best, which is processing emotions and processing information. Don't rely on your brain to remember the task or the thing that you're like, yeah, I'll remind myself to do that later. You will not remember.
Yeah. Even your notes, like utilizing your notes for that short term remembering, like write it down. I love writing stuff down because it also
Yes.
clears my brain because I'll just be
Yes.
constantly thinking about these things. And I'm like, how about I just write it down? I probably can just forget it. So I'll just write it down on a piece of paper. And my brain just thinks, oh, it's all good.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry if you can hear talking in the background. That's Lucky's family. But yeah, no, writing things down is essential. Like using the notes on your phone. Also, just like what I was gonna say is like as well as having a digital calendar, it's really handy to have a physical journal or diary or calendar because you kind of want to capture any of the ideas, inspiration,
Hmm.
things that you want to remember, things that you want to do. You want to capture it all on one of those platforms where you can come back to it. Because as much as we say, oh, I'm going to book note that in my brain, you can't access the physical book note to be able to remember the thing that you were thinking of earlier in the day.
Yeah,
You know, your brain
100%.
has had thousands of thoughts since that moment. And so it's really our brains are unreliable for memory.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. So, where you want to start off with essentially is you want to start by having a morning and nighttime routine. Those things are essential when it comes to time management. Decide what time you're going to wake up on which day. You know, you don't have to wake up at the same time every day. You can choose ahead of time what time you're going to wake up on each day, depending on, what you've got for work, what things you've got planned for the day, the commitments that you have, what works best for you while also honoring your commitments. Because
Yeah.
life is full of commitments, right?
Being realistic about, yeah, that you have stuff you also need to achieve.
Yeah, and
Not
like
not I start work at 6:30, so I'm gonna get up at 8.
exactly, you'd probably be fired. Yeah. Yeah, if work starts at 6:30, you may be like, okay, well, I really don't want to be waking up any earlier than I need to, so I'm not going to try and have this big, exquisite morning routine. I'll just keep it short and sharp and wake up at a time that allows me to do the main things that set me up for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. For
Yeah.
people like who myself who do usually start work at 6:30, yeah, short, sweet, quick routine. And then I know a lot of people who don't start at 6:30 and have massive morning routines. They love to get up like an hour before so they can eat breakfast and chill out and do that sort of stuff. I'm like, I'm not here for that. Imagine I'm me getting up at 4:30 just to sit down and watch a TV or something.
It's like I'd rather sleep.
Yeah, definitely. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Whereas, me, I have an hour and a half morning routine. Like
Yeah.
my morning routine is grand and big because that's essential for me with the work that I do, with the space holding and the emotional processing that I'm doing on a day. Self-care is it's such a priority for me. And that morning routine, there are
Yeah.
things that are in it, which I call your basics. They're the basic things that I do every single day religiously because it sets me up to be the person that I want to be and to be able to support myself and be connected to myself throughout the day.
Could you give us some examples of those things?
Why, of course. Uh, meditation is one of them.
Yeah.
I literally meditate for like 2 minutes. Like, I never meditate more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
But because you can find like 2, 3 minute, even 1 minute meditations on the Insight Timer app.
Yep.
And it's like, it doesn't have to be long. Meditation is just intentionally slowing down for one moment of your day. And it doesn't have to be this big grand thing. It can just be what works for you. So meditation or deep breathing, but I won't go into that. But I kind of like flick between the two. Cold shower.
Ugh. But my I don't the cold tap hasn't been turned on in a while. Pure hot water.
Full heat only.
Yeah.
You're in Queensland. It's not even as cold up there.
I know, but oh, the house is freezing. Our house is so old and there's no insulation. It's freezing.
I'm sure you don't turn the heater on a
Yeah,
lot
we don't.
either.
No. Save all the money.
Save the money, use the hot water.
Yeah. Use all the gas.
Um, yeah, cold water, cold shower, like just at the end of my shower. Um, and what's my other basic? I think that's it.
Other than anything. Do you have like a
Oh,
big
my Bible
breakfast?
app.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
so
have a
I
big breakfast?
I do the daily devotional on my Bible app every day as well, religiously. Do I have a big breakfast? Yes. Yes, I do. Yeah. I will usually have like protein pancakes or chia pudding, two bits of
Mm,
toast with something different on it. I love me
yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah, see, because I don't set aside time to have a big breakfast, let alone breakfast. I usually don't eat until smoko, which is
Mm.
usually around 9 o'clock.
Yeah, because your day is starting a lot earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Whereas my morning routine starts about 8 o'clock usually.
wow. I
Yeah.
wish.
I get up and go to the gym before that.
Yeah, 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 fair.
Yeah, yeah. So whatever works for you. Same with your nighttime routine. Decide the time that you want to go to bed, the time that is going to be best for you to go to sleep, to be able to wake up feeling refreshed. When you're looking at your nighttime routine, you want to look at what are the things that are going to help down regulate me and get me ready to wrap up my day in a positive way and um, to get into that mood for going to sleep.
Yeah.
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 The biggest thing with calendars, with time management, becoming the manager of your time is realizing that you don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Mm.
Just because someone says it's good to journal before bed doesn't mean you have to,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Only do what serves you. If you journal before bed and you don't notice a difference in your life and it doesn't serve you in any way, don't do it.
Yeah.
Right? But if when you do journal, it serves you and you feel great, you get to like empty out your mind, you feel clear and connected to yourself, like by all means, schedule it in, but schedule it in on a basis that works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be 7 days a week, might be 3 days a week, might be once a week. Like you don't have, we think that as soon as we hear something or hear an idea, we're like, I have to do this every day and I have to do it perfectly or otherwise I'm not doing it right.
Mm. I'm literally the worst for it.
And the truth is, do what works best for you.
Mm. Yeah, I haven't journaled in a while because I was trying to commit to it so much. I can't remember. Maybe I
Mm,
did do 3 days a week. I can't fully remember, but yeah.
yeah. And then you turn yourself off something that's actually good for you because you're trying to force yourself to do it in this perfectionistic way.
Yeah.
Like it's like everything in life. A little bit that serves you is the best way to go about it. You don't have to go balls to the wall, all in. It's like that all or nothing mentality.
Yeah.
It's like do
Yeah.
what works best for you.
And but then it's also that fine line, right? With trying to be consistent about something.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you got to find like you need to try and be consistent and yeah, but also still maintain a level of like what suits you as a person, which is so difficult because I'm like, journaling's great. I love putting down my thoughts at the end of the day. But then I got to be like, okay, well, I got to give myself that 10 minutes before I go to bed to journal. And I think a massive thing is learning to wind down
Mm.
and figuring out what that thing is that does wind you down.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I still don't fully know what that thing is for me. Just
Neither.
crazy. Like, I
Neither.
don't, it changes. Like, sometimes I'll crash. And then other days I'll be like wide awake like an owl. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be different for everyone. Some people listen to like um podcasts as they fall asleep. Some people put
Mm,
sleep music, meditation music. Um, some people have a nightcap. If you're not at the place where you're having a nightcap, you're doing pretty good for yourself, I'd say.
yeah. Oh, if my mom has a coffee though at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when she gets home, and
Yeah.
I'm like, girl,
How we're like built
how?
differently. My dad can have a coffee right before he goes to bed.
Yeah. Even literally they were here on Sunday and they had a coffee at like 7 o'clock at night. And I was like,
Oh.
what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to consistency, it's all about the expectation you set for yourself. So if you have this perfectionistic tendency where your expectations of yourself are so high, it's going to be really hard to maintain consistency at that high level unless it is your number one priority.
Yep.
So this is where, in time management, knowing your priorities are really important because you want to realistically, you can only expect your number one priority to be the thing that you're the most consistent in and that you are going to be making the most regular progress in, right?
Yep.
If you can't be progressing and 100% consistent in all of your top five priorities all at once.
No.
It's an unrealistic expectation. So this is why choosing, all right, what is my number one priority right now? And what is going to be my main focus? And then knowing within yourself, okay, it is okay if the other from 2 to 5, that those priorities I'm not 100% consistent in, or I'm not making dramatic amounts of progress in because they're
Yeah.
not my number one priority.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to expect that of myself. And then so you can look at, okay, what is a realistic expectation with those priorities not being my number one priority, where I can still work at being consistent at to some degree,
Yeah.
right? Can instead of expecting yourself to do something 5 times a week, can I do it 3 times a week? Can I do it once a week? Can I do it once a fortnight? Like you are your own boss.
Yeah. It's exactly right. Like, you don't have to do any of it. It's like when I started my run club, I didn't have to start a run club, but I chose that every week on a Thursday I wanted to do my run club.
Yeah,
And that's a
exactly.
priority. And it's a priority for that specific time of my life and that period. And then a lot of the other time I'm not really thinking about it a hell of a lot.
See, but how much harder would it be for you to do that consistently if the run club wasn't your number one priority and you were like, I have to do a run every single day and the run club has to happen every single day?
Yeah, no.
Right? It's just like you would end up being like, well, fuck the run club. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Every
It's
day
too
is just
much.
so unrealistic. Yeah.
Exactly. It goes with everything else in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's having
Yeah.
realistic expectations. So start with your morning and nighttime routine, and then from there in your digital calendar, I want from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to bed, I want you to have no white spaces. So you're going to decide what you are going to do with your entire day
Yeah.
from start to finish. And I had one of my worksheets open, but it looks like it's closed itself. So I'm just going to click away for a second.
Olivia has like 1,000 things open at once though, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's just hiding.
I do. Wait, oh no, no, it wasn't open. It wasn't open.
Uh,
How
oh
many?
my
I
goodness.
do have one, two, three, what? I have about 10 tabs open right now.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Okay, so you may be wondering, what do I fill all the white space in? There's so much of it. Great, that means you have a lot of time. Everyone's saying how they don't have enough time for things, and there you go. You look at your digital calendar, you put your morning and nighttime routine in, and then you go, "Wow, I've got a lot of time in my day."
Yeah.
So you want to fill in with work, exercise, rest. Schedule in your rest. You're not going to find time to do it any other time apart from if you schedule it in. Schedule in your lunch breaks, cooking, cleaning, appointments, showering, time for personal development if you want. If you're listening to this podcast, then that's probably relevant.
Yeah.
Time to stretch, study, spend time with friends, daydream, plan your week. There's so many things that you can fill your time in with.
It's crazy just how fast you fill it in, but also massive being realistic with the times that you give yourself in those things because you'll be surprised how long it takes. And you fill the space up a lot faster. You think, oh, I can do all of this, all of this, all of this, and you think it only takes 15 minutes to do something when in reality it's probably going to take you 45.
Yeah, that's a good point that you bring up,
Yeah.
Tash. Yeah, my tip is always over schedule. Assume something is going to take you half an hour longer than what you originally think it's going to
Yeah.
take you.
Yeah.
Because like that's where you can get overwhelmed as well, is that you schedule in so many things and then it's like, oh, I've just started that and then oh, now I'm supposed to be on the next task and then like, oh my gosh, this is so overwhelming and I'm not getting anything done. It's like
Yeah.
give
You're
yourself
running
more time.
behind. Yeah.
Yeah, give yourself more time to do those things and then give yourself a little bit of extra, like because over scheduling a task, say like you schedule in half an hour for a 20-minute task. there are things that are going to come up when you're trying to do
Yeah.
that task. There are calls that could come through, people that could come through. Maybe you need to go to the toilet. Like this, it's not all things that you can schedule in your day that are going
Yeah.
to come up. And so scheduling in an extra 10 minutes on top of a task that will take you 20 is going to serve you in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Amazing. So then once you've got no white spaces, you're doing great. You're pretty much set then. If you can get yourself to that level on your own, you're doing really well. And the whole purpose of doing the digital calendar is so you can decide ahead of time what you're going to do with your time so you make the most of it,
Mm.
right? If you just wake up and you're like, what do I want to do today?
Yeah.
Your brain's going to be like, nothing. We don't want to do anything. Fuck life. Fuck doing things. Let's stay in bed.
And who the fuck wants to bring the clothes in off the line? Not me.
Yeah.
It's too
Who wants to
cold.
go to the gym when it's not planned ahead of time? You've got no commitment
Mm.
to it. It's just like, oh yeah, nah,
Nah.
nah, I'll be all right. So the purpose of planning in ahead of time is you're making this commitment to yourself and you're deciding what you're going to do with your time so you make the most of it. So that way someone else or something else doesn't take your precious time away from you.
Yeah.
Right. There are only so many hours in the day and time is going faster than ever. So intentionally choosing what you're going to do with your time is the greatest gift you can give yourself because there are programs and social media tools that work day and night to try and capture as much of your time as possible,
Mm.
right? Why do you think your screen time is at 6 hours a day?
Yeah.
Because you are being manipulated when you are on these apps by people and AI that are studying all day long. How can we capture more of their attention? Because the more time you dedicate to these apps, the more money it makes them.
Yeah.
So your time is literally money.
Yeah.
And your
It's
time is the
crazy.
most valuable tool that you have in your life. It's the most valuable thing that you have. But we don't
Mm.
realize that. We think that money is the most valuable thing.
Yeah.
What's the point of having money if you don't have your time?
All that time we spend scrolling could be invested in other ways, or even talking to people around us.
That's a whole episode on its own, eh?
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that as well. Like my screen time's in the hours.
Well, yeah, but your job was also kind of revolves around you utilizing it.
It does. It does.
Whereas
It
like
was
my job,
bittersweet.
yeah, my job doesn't, but I still do a lot of things on my phone, posting and stuff on social media and things like that. But don't get me wrong, I get absolutely swallowed into that hole.
Mm,
Especially while I've been on course, I'll just sit there and scroll, grab my phone out and
mm.
scroll because I'm like, oh, get me out of this classroom for a minute. Like my brain is just like, oh God. Like, yeah, today I went and stood in the sun because I was just like, I put a
Good.
2 minute timer on and I just was a sunflower, my face
Oh,
up.
good. That is
Mhm.
so good. Oh, I love that. Then see,
Yeah,
like you would have felt so refreshed from that. We
yeah,
have this idea that like going on our phones is like a form of rest,
mm,
and it's absolutely not.
no,
Your brain is more stimulated going on your phone than doing most activities.
yeah,
So it is not restful. It is not replenishing your energy. It is not restoring you to have more capacity. It's draining your capacity to handle the things in your life.
it's crazy, hey.
Yeah, yeah. So your time will get taken by companies and people if you don't honor it and if you don't decide intentionally what you're going to do with it. So that's and
Yeah.
how do I plan to decide what I'm going to do with my time ahead of time? You put it in your digital calendar. Every Sunday,
Mm.
you jump in and you fill in all the white space, you decide what you're going to do. Now, this brings up another point, which is that just because something goes in your calendar doesn't mean that it's concrete,
Yeah.
right? You have the authority to manage your time. You can move things around if it's not working for you. There's this concept that I teach, which is the 4 Ds, which is do. So you can do the task. When it comes up in your calendar, you can just do it. You can delete it if it's not serving you. If you've tried to do it a couple times but you're not getting it done, just delete it. You have the authority to manage your time. You never have to do anything that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe you had all intentions, good intentions of doing something, and you thought it was going to work out for you, and help you in the best way. But then it keeps coming up in your calendar and you keep like avoiding it. Just delete it then. Stop creating this expectation of yourself. Just just fucking get rid of it. Clearly you don't want to
Yeah.
do it.
It's crazy, hey. It's such a
Yeah.
simple thing, but in the actual like moment, it's really hard to do those sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
hard, and or it's you just sort of instead of deleting it, you just watch it slowly take over that time, and you're like, ah,
Ah, meant to be doing that thing.
yeah,
So this is where, because I do that as well. So when I have a task scheduled in and then I notice that I'm not doing it, I just make the decision in my head. I'm like, okay, look, I'm not going to do that.
yeah,
I'm just going to rest right now. Usually, if there is a task coming up in your calendar and you're avoiding it like the plague, it could be because of one of two reasons. One, because you're avoiding your feelings, like you're avoiding the discomfort of doing that task, and you
yeah,
know when you're avoiding it because of discomfort, and that's when it's important to feel your feelings, feel the fear, and do it anyway. But then you have the other reason, which is you just actually need some rest
mm,
and you're just done. Your energy tank's bleh, it's gone. The energy's
yeah,
gone. So just take a break.
yeah.
Reschedule. Well, that brings me to the next D, which is delegate. Oh wait,
We
sorry. The next D, which is delay. I got ahead of
delegate.
myself. Delay. Delay meaning reschedule it.
Yeah,
Put it in at another time that works for you in the future.
yeah,
Your calendar, that's the beauty of a digital calendar is that it's fluid. You can move it and you don't have to rub it out like you have to
yeah.
like with a pencil.
Or cross it out. It's still, yeah.
It still looks pretty. It's
Still all
good.
colorful.
It's so colorful. And you're just being the manager of your time. You're like your
Yeah.
own personal assistant. You're like, yeah, this task it originally did work for Olivia, but it doesn't work for Olivia anymore. So we're just going to reschedule you to tomorrow at 2 o'clock and we'll give it another go then.
And then tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we will reschedule it.
And then we've rescheduled this a couple times now. Look, I don't think that this is actually going to work for us. So let's just delete it.
Let's just say sayonara.
Sayonara, see you later. Especially if you're someone like me and like you, Tash, who is known for the perfectionistic tendencies of setting the bar too high and having unrealistic expectations of yourself.
Yeah.
The more comfortable you become in yourself and being the manager, the compassionate manager of your own time, the more tasks you will realize, I think I'm just doing that to try and be a perfectionist. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna let myself off the hook here
Yeah.
because I don't have to
Sad.
be perfect in order to be worthy.
No, that's exactly right. You do not. We
Mm,
cannot be perfect. We are not perfect. Just,
it can't be
yeah.
perfect anyway.
Yeah. Just unrealistic.
It is unrealistic. And so the final D is to delegate.
Ah. I didn't see
You
this
didn't
one
hear
coming.
that. It's
Give it to
delegate.
Bradley. Pass
Give
it
it to
off.
Bradley, right? If the house needs to get cleaned and you're unwell, ask him, hey, babe, I'm not well. The house really needs to
Mm.
get cleaned. Do you mind helping out? Do you mind doing that for me? you're
Yeah.
never going to know unless you ask.
Yeah. I also kind of put that in the category of like, you can kind of tell when your partner has got a lot on their plate and then you kind of take their load a bit. And
Mm,
then they can notice when you've got a lot on your plate. And it kind of almost goes like fortnightly. Whereas I'm getting smashed, I'm busy, he carries a bit more extra load. And then he's getting smashed, he's really busy, and I carry that little bit extra load. Or you also then let a little thing slide. Like you don't need to vacuum the
mm,
house. It's just you two and Benji. Like you can let the vacuum go for a little bit longer. Like,
yeah,
yeah, just
that's so
accepting.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so good. And like that brings up the reminder that we're gonna one of our future topics is going to be about relationships. So
Yeah.
stay tuned. But Brene Brown was talking about that in a podcast recently. Like she was saying, like relationships are never 50-50.
No.
It's always like, hey, I got a 20, and then so like your partner picks up the 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you kind of
Yeah.
like you take the load off each other. I love that.
Yeah. Definitely. Like it can be just like even had a long day at work or an emotional day at work and it just takes your load, like you just completely drop off and you're like, I actually just can't. Like some nights I'll come, like some days I'll come home and be like, babe, I just have no energy. Can I just like lay down in bed? Can you
Mm,
make me dinner?
that's
And then yeah,
nice.
and then sometimes he'll come home and like he'll nap all afternoon because he's got like a basketball game at 9 o'clock and I'll get everything else ready and then I'll wake him up and he'll go to basketball and stuff like that. And you can't, yeah, it can't be 50-50. It's just like it's too impossible. And you can't expect someone to be at their 100% all the time either because
Mm,
your 50 is at 100% of yourself.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that relationship episode. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right, we've covered most of the things I want to talk about, but there's just two more things left.
Yeah.
One being don't multitask.
Yeah.
You may think that you're being efficient, but you're not.
Yeah.
You're slowing yourself down whenever you're trying to multitask.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
it's impossible. Yeah, what were you gonna
My
say?
like my like little way of not multitasking, but I'll have like a list of all these things that I want to
Yeah.
achieve. And I think we've spoken about it before, not on the podcast, but like you set yourself like a 10-minute timer. So you've got like an hour. You set yourself a 10-minute timer and you're going to achieve that one thing, which could be change the bed sheets on all the beds or something. And then you like race yourself to get everything done in that 10 minutes. And then you come back to your list and you go, all right, what could I do in another 10 minutes? And you pick the next thing you could achieve in 10 minutes and you go and race and do that. And it's like a challenge to try and get it done. And then before you know it, you've crossed off so many things.
I
Like it's
love that.
crazy.
I love that. You literally just brought up the final point, which is set timers.
Yeah.
Yeah, use your timer. The amount of time that it will take you to complete a task will get done in the amount of time you give yourself.
Mm.
So the amount of time it takes you to get a task done is the amount of time you give yourself to get it done. So like you said, if you sectioned out your whole morning to make your bed, you're gonna fluff about
Yeah.
and you're gonna do random shit. And then in the last 10 minutes, you're gonna make your bed,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, what you can do is set a timer or yeah, set a timer of okay, this should take me about 10 minutes. Or even if you've got like a bigger task, right, with many different things, but you just want to progress in that bigger task, set yourself a 15-minute timer and just focus on that one task for 15 minutes and nothing else matters for that entire
Yeah.
15 minutes. And you'll be amazed at how productive you can be.
Yeah. Really focusing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, because when you try and focus on five different things at once, you're only progressing 1% during that time, during the 1 hour time in each of those five things.
Yeah.
Whereas when you spend an hour focusing on one thing, you're able to get like 80 to 100% done
Yeah.
of that task because it's your one focus.
Yeah.
So yeah, while it may feel more productive because you're running around like a like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to do 50 million things at once, just know that it's not more productive. And what will be more productive is just focusing on one task at a time.
Yeah. I think that's my biggest thing when I know I've got so many things to do, like get the house clean because someone's visiting. Making
Mm,
that list and sort of prioritizing what you think should be done first and then
mm.
yeah, doing it. Because otherwise I do like you'll walk around and it's like that like what's the word, ADHD where you see something else and you're like, haha, I could fix that right now. And then before you know it, you've forgotten the task that you were doing. So I have to like
Yeah.
fully put blinkers on. I have to walk around the house with blinkers on and go, this is the task I'm achieving. And if I see something, I can write it on the list, but I'm achieving this task. And then I
Good.
can go back to it. Because, yeah, otherwise, like, for some reason, I'll be like making the bed and then I'll realize there's shit on the floor. I'll pick the shit up off the floor. I'll go put it in the washing basket. And then I'll be like, I'll go look at the list again. And then I'm like, oh, fuck, I was sitting in the bed.
What was I doing again?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
frustrating. Sometimes you do, because sometimes there's something immediate that has to be fixed in order for you to do the task that you weren't aware of.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it's not in your way. Just forget about it for a second. You can come back to it.
Yeah, so good. So, so good. And you bring up an interesting point, right? If there's something, is that there's another task that piques your interest, don't do it, just add it to the list
Yeah,
and then it will get done. And with all the advice that we've given today, what you want to do is try it on for size. And then once you try it on and you do it for like a couple times, you'll then start to realize what your own process is and what works best for you.
yeah,
So you take this and then you create it into your complete own thing. And that's the
yeah,
beauty of this lesson is that it you don't have to do it exactly like Liv and you don't have to do it exactly like Tash does. You can take the concept, apply it to your life, and then adjust it in a way that works perfectly for you
yeah,
because
yeah.
we
And
all live different lives.
if you've got any of great ideas or anything that we haven't discussed, like comment on like our Instagram post or leave a comment on the Spotify because like we're both of us would love to learn something that we are not aware of. Like like we're all here to be better and have better time management, that's for sure. Because not everything works to Tash. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If you've got any tips, send them through. We actually had someone ask a question on Instagram with the poll that I put up.
Yeah.
I put up the poll being like, we're doing an episode on time management. What specifically do you want help with, or what questions do you have? And someone just sent back everything. I'm like, don't worry, girl. Listen to the episode. We've got you covered.
Yeah, and then if there is anything we didn't cover, let us know. We
Let
can
us
talk
know.
about it.
But there are so many more resources and things that I can teach you about this within my coaching program. Like this is a huge fundamental thing. Like I did a whole workshop on this. But time management is one of my passions and things that I love teaching and helping people with. And so if time management is something you want to learn more about, I actually am going to be giving away, well, not giving away, but like giving you access to one of my bonus worksheets that you can gain access to just by listening to this episode.
Oh,
So it is called the calendar checklist. And it's pretty much just a checklist that helps you make sure that you've included all of the essential and important things into your calendar on
yeah,
a weekly basis to make sure that you're, serving yourself, supporting yourself, while also progressing towards the future that you desire. So you can just Dmail, lol. You can just DM our Instagram or like my personal Instagram, whichever one, your email, and I will send you through that worksheet.
that's sweet.
Yeah, just as a
Kind
way
of
of saying
you.
thank you for listening and would love to help you as much as I can on this journey.
Yeah.
because I know
Yeah.
how much these tools and time management can really transform your life.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, like having really good time management will just make your life easier, not harder.
Drop the microphone.
And it's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And especially like I use it a lot for just like having knowing when I've got things coming up. Like I have
Mhm.
like weekly reminders to be like, I have an assignment due in 2 weeks. Like just so that, because you can just forget about it and before you know it, the week's over. But if you've got
Yep.
like a weekly reminder that says in 3 weeks your assignment's due, it just reminds me to keep on track that it's getting closer and closer and that I need to start it.
So
Um,
good.
but yeah,
Oh, yeah. Using your calendar to stay on top of uni assignments.
yeah.
Oh, it's like the golden ticket.
Yeah, and like we're just like you can just look at your calendar and go, that's when it's due. Instead of like freaking out, needing to log on, check when it
Mm.
is, you can just go, you know, previous me put it in my calendar so that future me wouldn't freak out.
Yeah, and then you can like when you have goals or like assignments, what you can do is you can schedule in when it's due or like when you want to achieve that goal by, and then you can work backwards. So
Yeah,
you can like put in little scheduled reminders or like time blocks of studying or taking action on a task, or like taking action on like an assignment, and you can spread it out right up until now. It may not be due for another 8 weeks, but like you can work your way backwards in a way that will allow you to work at it bit by bit. So that way you can confidently know it's going to be done by the time it's
yeah,
due
yeah,
because you've pre-planned when you're going to take those action steps and you've
yeah,
like you said, past you has set up future you.
yeah. And I've said this before, future you will thank yourself. She does it every time.
Absolutely.
She goes, I'm so glad you did that last week because now we're not all stressing about it.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So much of your digital calendar is about past you setting up future you, and then future you will always thank you.
Oh, without a doubt, all the time, honestly.
So good. All
It's
right.
crazy.
Well, we hope you found this episode valuable.
Yes, we
Let us
really
know any
do.
questions that you have. Be sure to send through your email on Instagram if you want that worksheet. And yeah, be sure to leave us a review on Spotify. You can rate us. I think it's out of 5. Give this episode a share on your social media if you really enjoyed it,
Yeah,
and or share with one of your friends who is complaining that she doesn't have enough time right now, and just send this through to her and say, here's how you can find more time.
please love the support. Give us give us it all, please.
Thanks so much, everyone, for listening.
We love you. Goodbye.
We love
Love
you.
you. Bye bye bye
Bye. Bye,
bye
bye,
bye
bye, bye,
bye
bye.
bye bye. Bye. Goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye, YouTube.